From the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, December 30th, 2015. I'm Paula Degnan in for Ann Gownley. The city of Hazleton had a budget in place for 2016 without any tax increases. At least they did last night. WYLN's Ann Gownley has more.
With a council vote of 3-2, with Councilman John Keegan and Jeff Cassat voting against it, the city of Hazleton had a 2016 budget for the city. At 2 o'clock this afternoon, Hazleton Mayor Joe Iannuzzi vetoed that budget.
I thought it was an amateur attempt at a budget. They put bogus numbers in for income, and they expect us to go the whole year of 2016. It's not. It's going to end in October. October, the city will run out of money. I don't think that's the right way to run a city, and I think they should reconsider it, so I'm going to give them that opportunity by vetoing it.
In the budget passed last night, there were cuts in the salaries for the police chief, the mayor's assistant, streets foreman, along with the city solicitor and city administrator. Iannuzzi said that wasn't the only thing he had an issue with in the budget.
The one that was the most important was they put money in from a water company, which they don't have a contract for. They don't even have an agreement. Matter of fact, the water department board wasn't even aware of it. They made this up, you know. Second, they're coming in with revenue from stormwater. People who haven't paid the stormwater, they're going to go out and collect this money. That you don't know. That's an unknown. I wanted them to put in something with facts. It's like, you know, if they put the stormwater in, or if you raise the taxes, or you do something like that, you know that's coming in, you know the amount it's going to be, you're pretty close. Not, you know, we're going to talk to them and see if we can get some money from the water company. That's all hearsay. You know, they're thinking they're going to get it. God knows if they're going to get it. I would say they're not going to get it.
So what's the next step for the city?
They have to override my veto. They have to get 4 people to override it. Right now they don't have 4 people because the vote for the budget was 3-2. So I don't know what they're doing. What I would recommend to them to do is for Jeff to reconsider using my budget that I presented to them and represent it. It has all the expenses in the right places. They didn't do anything different with my budget except target those certain people. They didn't cut any other expenses. So it's the revenue that they have to worry about. We have some savings now that I settled the immigration. There's $140,000 that was in my budget that they could take out, and there's some salary saved. So I don't think they'd have to raise the taxes.
Iannuzzi hopes council reconsiders the EIT tax, which is only targeting the employed and not the senior citizens and the property owners, and that can add 10 more police officers. Mayor-elect Jeff Cassat and new council members will be sworn in at 10 a.m. this coming Monday. In Hazleton for WYLN News, I'm Ann Gownley.
22-year-old Roxanda Anderson pleaded guilty yesterday in Luzerne County Court to numerous drug charges. The woman from New Jersey was living in Hazleton at a home on Carson Street in September of 2013 when state and local narcotics officers raided the home. 24-year-old Hassan Harrell tried to escape out a second-floor window. He was captured. Police found heroin, crack cocaine, cash, and weapons. Anderson will be sentenced in February. Luzerne County Council passed new initiatives at Tuesday night's meeting. 8 council members voted to terminate the responsible contractor agreement that was started back in 2009. Under that agreement, contractors bidding on general construction projects over $25,000 had to use union laborers and pay them prevailing wages. A managed competition initiative was also passed. It will allow the administration to open up work now provided by county workers to outside bidders. Also, Councilman Rick Morelli, James Bobeck, and Stephen J. Urban will be replaced by Robert Schnee and Jane Walsh-Whitkus, as well as Eugene Kelleher on January 4th. Teardown has begun for the new CBS Pharmacy on Route 309 in Hazel Township. The The crews began to tear down the building yesterday. Hazel Township Supervisor Bill Gallagher said the project has been 2 years in the making. There's no word when demolition will be complete or an expected completion of the CBS. Comedian Bill Cosby was charged today with aggravated indecent assault just days before the statute of limitations would run out. The charges stem from an incident that allegedly happened at Cosby's home in 2004. A Temple University employee told police in 2005 Cosby drugged her and made sexual advances toward her at his mansion in the Philadelphia suburb. Cosby has said under oath the contact was consensual. Montgomery County District Attorney Risa Vitra-Furman overruled the former DA Bruce Castor, who declined to charge Cosby for the incident. Dozens of other women have also come forward with similar accusations against him. Defamation and sex abuse lawsuits have been filed in Los Angeles, Boston, and Pennsylvania. The 78-year-old was released on $1 million bail after his arraignment this afternoon. His next court date is January 14th. Residents of Hazleton will have the opportunity to contact the incoming mayor directly. Mayor-elect Jeff Cusat created a hotline during his campaign. It was set up so calls can be forwarded to his cell phone. The hotline number, 570-HI-MAYOR or 570-446-2967. He also has an email account set up at mayorcusat@hazletoncity.org. Beginning January 4th, residents and constituents can reach Cusat at 570-459-4910. He also stated he'll continue paying for the hotline number out of his own pocket. This Sunday, January 3rd, Warrior Summit Outdoors here on WYLN will premiere nationwide at 3 p.m. Warrior Summit Outdoors, hosted by local combat veteran, retired Staff Sergeant Eric Olson, is dedicated entirely to the purpose of helping combat veterans heal the emotional scars of war in the outdoors in order to be part of the solution to the veteran suicide epidemic. After producing nearly a dozen episodes locally, the show was submitted to U2 America for national broadcast consideration. WYLN has entered into the contract agreement with U2 America and will begin airing the first of 13 episodes of Warrior Summit Outdoors. The show highlights a lot of organizations in the greater Hazleton area. Programming for U2 America is available via broadcast and cable, reaching 35 million plus households nationwide and seen right here on WYLN TV. Once again, the show hits national airways this Sunday, January 3rd at 3 p.m. Time now for a first look at our forecast. Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is in the Weather Center with the details. Joe?
Thank you very much, Paula. Well, we do have some areas of thick fog setting up across all of our viewing areas, so if you're traveling through the evening hours, you're going to have to be careful because we do have the fog to contend with. You can see them on some of the traffic cameras that I'm showing you right now. Slow down, give yourself some extra time to reach your destination safely. We got those dense fog advisories in effect through the overnight hours. They're effective until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now, we don't have anything to show you on radar. Do have the fog, some mist, some drizzle. Again, that's too light to be depicted on radar. You won't find that whatsoever. But again, there is that fog out there. But temperature-wise, continuing to remain above freezing. 39 in New Angola, 43 in Berwick, 44 in Bloomsburg, and 45 degrees in Danville. A complete 7-day forecast coming up just moments away. Paula?
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, with a partial Pennsylvania budget in place, there is some relief in sight for some of the Luzerne County Human Services programs. That and much more coming up here on WYLN. Stay tuned.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Chief Videographer Mike Lula, Weather with meteorologist Joe Garbacik, Sports with Eric DeBerardinis and Gabriella Justin.
We're here. We're here to fight this. We're here with board-certified oncologists. We're here with access to genetic counseling, clinical trials, and the most advanced treatment options. We're here with the strength of the region's leading health network. And now we're here in Hazleton, the new LVHN Cancer Center. We're here for you.
Did you know that suicide rates are on the rise in Luzerne and Wyoming counties? Did you know that over 100 Americans commit suicide every day? And did you know that you can help prevent suicide? I'm Jeffrey Warren. I'm here to tell you there is help. If you or someone you know is depressed, dial 800-273-TALK or the emergency helpline at 211. For more information and suicide prevention tips, visit any of these websites. Together, we can save lives.
Hi, I'm Donna Palermo, Secretary of Palermo Heart to Heart. We are now recruiting businesses, nonprofits, and individuals who carry beads of courage to encourage children or teens who have cancer or who are coping with other serious chronic illnesses to participate in the program. Inside each Carry a Bead kit is a matched bead set. Every time you carry a bead, you connect with the child. You keep and collect the other bead as a symbol of your commitment to care. If you or your business would like to participate in Beads of Courage, please visit our website listed on the screen.
Today, WYLN spoke with the Human Services Director of Luzerne County to see how the state's partial budget will impact human service programs. Our Julie Stefanovich has more.
Relief is in sight for some Luzerne County human services programs that are funded by the state. Governor Tom Wolf signed a partial budget yesterday. Until now, the state budget impasse affected many human services and stopped the operations of others. Food purchase programs that helped local food pantries stock up with supplies were shut down, along with the county's housing assistance program, which had to turn people away. We spoke this afternoon with Luzerne County's Human Services Director, David Schwill, about what the partial budget means to organizations like the Department of Aging.
Had a conference call with the Department of Aging yesterday. They expect to release funds within 4 to 7 days and have the backlog taken care of within 10 days. And they're releasing funds on the 14-15 budget and then do the reconciliation beginning in our payments in February. And it looked like the aging budget was pretty much like we thought it was going to be. We were kind of anticipating or hoping for an extra 3% in the Human Services Block Grant, but so far that hasn't materialized.
Last month, County Council voted in favor of borrowing $20 million to cover costs until the budget situation is resolved. The county provides funding from the General Fund to the Human Services Division. The emergency funding in the partial budget will give money to most human services programs, including housing and mental health.
The county has been in pretty dire straits about this. The providers have really been suffering, and I'm happy to see that we will be able to get some funding out to them very shortly.
Schwull gave us his thoughts on how the emergency funding will help keep human services on track.
All in all, it's good that we do have a budget. We do have the release of funds, and more importantly, we're going to be able to start getting payments out to providers. Looks like right after the first of the year.
He also has hope for the future.
One of the things that we really would like to see come out of this in the end is that the increase to the Human Services Block Grant was anticipated that the governor and I believe the Senate passed it, was to increase the block grant by 10% over 3 years. So that's about 3% a year. While 3% doesn't seem like a lot, it will go a long way to providing some additional services, especially to the homeless members of our society.
In Wilkes-Barre, for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik will be back with a full look at our forecast. Plus, we'll find out about an annual event that gets children excited about reading. That and much more coming up on WYLN. Stay tuned.
Family owned and operated, the experienced professionals at Lehigh Tire have served the residents of the greater Hazleton area for over 55 years. From our full line of passenger, light truck, and commercial tires to our automotive services including tune-ups, inspections, oil changes, and alignments.
Every time I've ever done business here, they've been very polite, straightforward, and the job gets done quickly and right.
Find the right tire for the right price today at Lehigh Tire.
Combined Insurance makes it easy to protect you and your loved ones by paying cash directly to you when you need it most. Whether you're looking for accident and sickness, disability, or life coverage, Combined Insurance has a policy to meet your needs and fit your budget. Call John Ravello, 570-499-0504 for an appointment to help determine the best coverage for you. That's John Ravello, 570-499-0504.
Well, we have some sick fog. Did I say sick fog? Yeah, I guess we are kind of sick of the fog because you don't want to be driving in it. But thick fog to contend with across our area. And this thick fog is going to continue as we head through the overnight hours. We got those thick fog advisories in effect until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So be careful if you have to do any type of traveling out there tonight. Onto the graphic for today, and we're going to have to deal with some of that drizzle, the light mist, some areas of fog right through the overnight hours. And you can't rule out a couple of maybe stray showers, but again, not expecting a whole lot as we head through tonight and tomorrow, maybe still a lingering shower around, but that pretty much is about it. Taking a look at our live 35 Skycast Doppler we'll show you in just a little bit, but again, another reminder of those dense fog advisories in effect for parts of our viewing area, especially higher elevations and even going into the Pocono regions. They're in effect until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now, you don't see anything on radar, but we still got that light mist, the drizzle to contend with, the areas of fog. And again, that's too light to be depicted on radar. Temperature-wise, outside our station in Hazleton, 39 degrees with the humidity coming in at 100% because the air is saturated. And, of course, we have the fog out there. And the winds generally coming in 10, 15 or so miles per hour. A little bit breezy out there. Boy, talk about some warm temperatures. We got them down toward the south and east. Temperatures in the 80s from Jacksonville through Miami, down through New Orleans. But look at the cold weather. Chicago, 28 degrees. Bismarck, it's only 17 degrees. And Denver, Colorado, it's only 22 degrees. Closer to home right now, 45 Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport, 39 in Mount Pocono, 47 in Williamsport. Up in the Wyoming Valley area, temperature-wise, still mid to upper 40s. Satellites and radar, well, we got those clouds present. Look at all the precipitation down toward the south through the Carolinas, down through Georgia. And maybe a shower or two around even as we go into tomorrow. Everything starts to clear out then. And then the next couple of days after that, not looking too bad, should be fairly dry across our area. Temperature-wise, as we head through tonight, again, dropping down into the 30s. The cloud coverage will keep those temperatures up a bit as we head through tonight, but not going to be the case as we head in Friday morning, dropping down into the lower 30s. Here's a look at the extended forecast and what we can expect as we head into a new year, going into tomorrow. Hey, not looking too bad. Maybe, again, we'll have to deal with some of that fog through the morning hours, maybe a lingering shower. That's about it. Mid to upper 30s, and then it turns much colder in the 30s, prevailing right through the 7-day forecast. Our daytime Pennsylvania lottery numbers, the pick 2, 35, the pick 3, 681, and the pick 4, 0459. Pick 5 numbers looking like this, 395. 90, and the treasure hunt numbers 3, 11, 21, 22, and 26. Stick around. We'll have a lot more for you coming up after this break.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, and outside grill and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
Watch Off the Beaten Path on WYLN TV 35 and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed.
This coming March, 50 students will be receiving bookcases filled with books of their choice, all thanks to an annual program run out of the YMCA in Hazleton. WYLN's Ann Gownley has the story.
In 4 years, 1,300 books were given to 130 children in the Hazleton Area School District. This is the 5th anniversary of the March into Reading Cool Cases for Kids program. In the program, each student has the opportunity to pick out roughly 10 books of their choice and place it in a bookcase provided to them and built by students in the shop class at the Hazleton Career Center. This year, not only will one classroom be receiving books, but it has now expanded to 2 classrooms. Those 2 classrooms are a kindergarten class at Arthur Street School and a 2nd grade class at the Early Learning Center. Each classroom has 25 students. Laurie Telvin Klimo is a coordinator with the March into Reading event that kicks off January 13th at the Arthur Street Elementary School.
The Y and other agencies have adopted classrooms this year at 2 different schools where the children in a kindergarten class and a 2nd grade class will each receive a handmade bookcase and can pick from about there's 2 classes of 25, so they get to pick from about 300 books in each classroom. And this is where it all ends up. This is the end result is here in this room in March. That's why it's called March into Reading. And it's to encourage reading. And someone once said to me, once you learn to read, you can read to learn anything.
Telvin Klimo says the kids love to come to the YMCA and decorate their bookcases to their liking.
And they're so excited that, you know, it's like a little extra Christmas thing, I guess, in a way. They can pick any 10 books. We get such a variety because they come from the whole community. We take used books that are in good condition and new books. And then they have kids that are better at art can draw all over their bookcases. They're just primed white. And ones that are more like me will use stickers. And sometimes a younger brother and sister help them. We've had cases where a dad has sat down with a son or daughter and they color together. And they just everybody just has a wonderful time just putting, decorating and taking their books home.
The children are able to take the bookcases home after they decorate them. There are several book collection blue bins in our area if you wish to donate books to this event. They are located at the YMCA in Hazleton, the Hazleton Public Library, Cunningham United Methodist Church, and the Jewish Community Center in Hazleton. In Hazleton, for WYLN News, I'm Ann Gownley.
Coming up next, Gabriella Justin is in for Eric DeBerardinis with sports here on WYLN. Stay tuned.
Join us this week for a very special Christmas edition of Let's Talk Chiropractic. We've got some family friends and a very, very special guest. It's all coming up this week. It's Let's Talk Chiropractic with Santa. Join us.
WYLN is proud to announce a huge technical upgrade to our channels that will bring a better digital picture and expanded coverage area to viewers all over northeastern and central Pennsylvania. In addition to Channel 35.1 in Hazleton, you can watch a crystal clear picture in Berwick and Columbia County on Channel 47.1 and in East Stroudsburg on Channel 24.1. And we're proud to announce Pennsylvania's newest TV station, Channel 9.1 in Williamsport, serving Lycoming, Montour, Northumberland, and Union counties. Now more than ever, WYLN is your local network.
Welcome to WYLN Sports. I'm Gabriella Justin in for Eric DeBerardinis. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve and the ball will be dropping at midnight. But before that, the puck will be dropping at Mohegan Sun Arena in Wilkes-Barre for a matchup that you're not going to want to miss. The WBS Pens will be hosting the Syracuse Crunch at 5:05 p.m. The Baby Pens have battled against the Crunch twice so far this season. Both meetings have ended in victories for the Pens. Each time, emotions have been a little heated between the two AHL teams. Tomorrow night is the third of 4 regular season games scheduled between the WBS Pens and Syracuse Crunch. Find out if the Pens will be able to remain undefeated against the Crunch tomorrow night. And knowing the pattern so far between these two teams, don't be surprised if you see a brawl or two. As we wrap up the end of 2015, bowl-eligible college teams are closing one chapter to their program's history book. For some senior athletes, this means the end of their story involving touchdowns and tackles. For others, this is just the beginning to a very long journey ahead as they make their way to the pros. 4 bowl games took place last night and 4 games are being played today. Here's what's been happening and what you can look forward to as the night goes on. At the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, the California Bears earned their first bowl win since 2008 in a 55-36 victory over Air Force. UNC fell to Baylor 49-38 at the Russell Athletic Bowl. Then at the Nova Home Loans Arizona Bowl, it's Nevada with a jaw-dropping comeback in a 28-23 win over Colorado State. And finally, LSU dominated pretty much the entire time in last night's 56-27 victory over Texas Tech at the Advocare V100 Texas Bowl. Now for today's games, Auburn defeated Memphis 31-10 at the Birmingham Bowl. NC State is currently up against Mississippi State in the Belk Bowl. Texas A&M will take on Louisville at 7 p.m. at the Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl. And last, but certainly not least, out in San Diego, California, USC takes on Pitt's former head coach, Paul Chryst, and the Wisconsin Badgers at the Holiday Bowl. Kickoff time is set for 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You may want to set your DVRs for that late one. Last night, a heartbreaking loss for the Hazleton Cougars basketball team in the Cougar Holiday Classic Championship game. The Shipley Gators' Keon Hardy snuck in a layup right at the buzzer and handed the Cougars the upsetting 61-59 loss. Stay tuned. Coming up next, Joe Garbacic is in with one final look at tonight's forecast.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget, restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
WYLN TV 35 has strong ties to the community, as evident in its commitment to important causes like the American Cancer Society and Helping Hand Society telethons. WYLN's commitment to northeastern Pennsylvania continues with a broadcast of Hazleton's Funfest Parade and both the Christmas and St. Patrick's Day parades in Wilkes-Barre. In the summer, we broadcast the Weatherly and Giants to Spare Hill flag, and throughout the year, we provide important community services through the broadcast of town meetings, school board meetings, election night coverage, and other events. WYLN, we're your local network.
Well, we got some leftover fog as we go into tomorrow morning, maybe a passing shower or so, mid to upper 30s. And then as we go into 2016, well, we're going to start out on a relatively cold note. Temperatures generally only in the 30s. Some of those overnight lows dropping down into the 20s.
Nice.
Yeah, not bad.
No, not bad at all. And can we throw out one, please turn on your headlights when it's foggy outside?
Absolutely.
I don't know about you folks, but...
Low beams, not the high beams.
Exactly. Low beams, not the high. That would help. And it'd give us all a Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Absolutely.
Happy New Year.
Everyone's staying safe, hopefully.
Exactly. You have a great night, and we will catch you back later on WYLN.